Hey guys, welcome to
Quarantine Kitchen.
Today we're going to make spaghetti carbonara, which is one of my favorite dishes. It's a dish that really is just about simple ingredients and the technique of cooking them. That is a thing of beauty. There's some pretty hard and fast rules about what goes in a carbonara, but we can play a little bit with what you have in your pantry. So the basic ingredients are usually guanciale, which is a pig jowl cured much like pancetta. We're going to use bacon. This is from our own butcher shop in St. Jacobs. We get bacon ends at the butcher shop, so they're really nice and fatty, which will be perfect for this dish. Parmesan cheese, which traditionally should be Pecorino Romano, which is an aged types of sheep's milk cheese, but I personally prefer Parmesan, so that's what we're doing today. Extra virgin olive oil, plenty of cracked black pepper, eggs, pasta, salt. That's literally it. Ooh, did I say garlic?
No.
I didn't say garlic. And garlic. 8 ingredients, counting salt and pepper.
And water.
Chef G says water is an ingredient, so it is. So the first thing we're going to do is get our bacon cooking. We want to start with a pan that's not too hot because we want the bacon to render its fat out. We don't want to sear it really quickly, we want to render it. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and then I'm going to chop the bacon. Okay, so G's chopping the bacon. As you can see, this is a great dish to cook with the family.
Maybe put the pasta in like you said you would.
G's the boss, as you can see. As G said, I'm going to drop our pasta in. This is spaghettini. This will not take long to cook at all. I want to try and fan the pasta out as I drop it in. That'll help it from sticking together later. From there, you just want to kind of get in there and start mixing this pasta around. It'll take care of itself soon. I'm going to put a little bit of salt in the water, but not much because we're dealing with pretty salty ingredients with the bacon and the cheese. So our bacon's in the pan, it's cooking away, it's starting to sear out it's starting to render out the fat, which is what we want to happen. Also takes a liberal amount of black pepper. At home, we're always using fresh black pepper. We do at work too. The flavor is just not comparable to the ground stuff. So if you can afford to buy yourself one treat once in a while, get yourself a good pepper mill. All right, so our pasta's cooking. It will not be long. This is probably about 5 minutes away. This entire dish does not take long. So next thing we're gonna do is start getting our eggs cracked. G the other day was practicing cracking eggs with one hand. She needs to get her hands a little bigger, we decided. So I'm actually taking a little bit of bacon out of here because we went a little bit over the top with the bacon. This dish is all about balance and subtleties, so we don't need to overpower it with bacon. To any of my customers, I know that's kind of our thing to overpower things with bacon, but this dish is about balance. So now I'm going to add a little garlic to the pan, and I just gently smash it with the back of the knife. I'm not going to mince it, I'm just going to leave it like that. I am going to add a little bit of salt to that garlic because I just love when salt and garlic combine. And I'm going to give that a stir, and I can already smell the aromas and the perfume coming out of that garlic, and it's fantastic. So the way I've smashed it like that, we're going to get some nice flavor into the sauce. And we're also going to have some nice chunks throughout the pasta, so as you're eating it, you'll get the odd little bite and a little burst of salty garlic. It'll be lovely. So once again, I'm using my cast iron pan, and that's not by accident. I want to be able to turn the heat off on this pan soon and let that residual heat from the pan carry us through the rest of the cooking process. That's pretty important because if we cook the eggs too hot, we're going to cook the eggs, and we don't want to cook them. We just want to make them into a nice, thick, rich sauce that emulsifies the fat and the pasta water and creates this luscious, luscious sauce. And we're just going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to the eggs. My bacon's nice and rendered, as you can see. I've turned the heat off because I need this pan to be a little cooler than it is by the time we add our pasta and eventually our eggs. We do want to get it in the pan while it's a little bit al dente because it's going to keep cooking, keep sucking up some of this liquid. All right, our noodles are ready. So we're not going to take these to the strainer. We're just going to go directly from the pot to the pan. That's actually a really important step here because we need a bunch of this pasta water to help make our sauce. This pasta water is full of amazing starches that have come off of the noodle as we cooked them, and they're going to help us make a really well-bound sauce that's going to be nice and creamy, nice and rich, and really stick to the noodle. So as you can see, I'm trying to get some water in that pan. if you can hear it at home, the sizzling has stopped. We no longer have sizzling going on in this pan, which is good. The last thing I would want is this pan to be too hot, because again, the eggs will cook in no time. And what we want is the raw egg, just semi-cooked, just brought up to enough temperature that it gets thick and tight and really brings this sauce together. So I think we're there right now. So G, can you add that egg in as I stir this around? Amazing. So that is a thing of beauty. Here we have pasta, bacon. Just gonna keep it stirring, keep it stirring. I want that cheese to melt, but I don't want this egg to cook. So the final touches, little embellishments, little trade secrets, little bit of extra to make this thing really sing. We are gonna add 2 more things, or just actually the same thing twice, a little extra Parmesan cheese, and then a little bit of extra pepper. I'm gonna put a lot on my plate, and a stitch on G's plate. I don't know why G's plate is so much bigger than mine, but it is. And there you have it, folks, pasta carbonara. The simplest of ingredients, comes together amazingly fast, and it's just all about that technique and taking the time to get the things right. Enjoy, and thanks Jen for joining us.
Ciao.
Bella.